Ultimate Combat Guide for Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Combat in Assassin's Creed Odyssey is an intricate dance of attack, defense, and strategy. Mastering it requires an understanding of timing, weapon choices, and ability synergy. Unlike previous entries in the franchise, Odyssey emphasizes RPG mechanics, offering various playstyles that allow players to tailor their combat experience. Whether you prefer to engage in melee combat with brute force, strike from the shadows as a deadly assassin, or use ranged attacks to dispatch enemies before they even see you, there are options for everyone. The foundation of combat begins with light and heavy attacks. Light attacks are quick, allowing for fluid combos, but deal less damage. Heavy attacks are slower but break enemy guards, making them essential against shielded foes. Understanding when to alternate between the two is key to effective combat. Dodging and rolling help avoid incoming attacks, and mastering this mechanic is crucial, especially when facing high-level enemies or multiple opponents. Well-timed dodges trigger slow-motion effects, giving an opportunity for counterattacks. Parrying is equally important, as deflecting an attack at the perfect moment staggers an enemy, providing an opening for a devastating follow-up. Lock-on targeting allows for precision strikes and improved combat control when dealing with multiple foes. Early game combat builds. At early levels, gear choices are limited, and combat revolves around basic mechanics. The best early game warrior build consists of using a powerful heavy weapon like the Spartan war axe, dealing base warrior damage of 350 per strike. The best early armor set includes any piece that increases melee resistance and warrior damage, typically found in common and rare gear. Ability choices should focus on Bull Rush, which deals 250% warrior damage, and Sparta Kick, which delivers 150% warrior damage while knocking enemies off ledges. Engravings should prioritize increased warrior damage and adrenaline gain. Combat strategies should involve stunning enemies with heavy attacks, using a charged attack for 600 damage on weaker foes, and avoiding large groups. Against stronger enemies, parrying and dodging should be prioritized to create openings. For an early game stealth build, the best weapon is the Snake Blade, which applies poison and increases assassin damage by 15%. Assassin armor sets like the Pilgrim Hood boost stealth effectiveness and increase damage from behind by 20%. The best early abilities include Shadow Assassin, which increases assassination damage by 40%, and Rush Assassination, which allows for chaining kills at a base damage of 900. Combat should revolve around stealth eliminations, waiting for targets to separate, and using environmental cover. Against mercenaries, assassination damage should be maximized to ensure one-hit kills. The best early hunter build consists of using a bow such as the Parthian bow, which increases headshot damage by 25%. The best armor consists of range damage boosting gear, typically found from Athenian archers. The best ability to start with is Predator Shot, which deals 300% hunter damage when manually guided. The best strategy for this build is to engage from long distances, aiming for headshots that deal 700 damage per hit. If enemies close in, switching to fire arrows for damage over time is effective. Mid-game combat builds. At levels 30 to 50, mid-game builds become more specialized. The best warrior build consists of using Heracles' Mace, which deals 7,500 warrior damage and increases adrenaline gained on hit by 20%. The best armor set is the Spartan War Hero set, which boosts warrior damage by 50% and increases heavy attack efficiency. The best engravings include additional 40% damage to elite enemies and 30% increased fire damage. The best abilities include Overpower Attack, dealing 500% warrior damage in a single strike, and Battle Cry of Ares, which provides 50% damage resistance for 10 seconds. Combat should involve engaging multiple enemies, activating Overpower Attack when adrenaline is full, and using Ring of Chaos to create space. For a mid-game stealth build, the best weapons include the Blade of the Ephemeral, which increases assassin damage by 50%. The best armor choice is the Athenian Assassin set, which increases backstab damage by 40%. The best abilities include Critical Assassination, which ensures 200% additional damage on stealth kills, and Vanish, which allows for repositioning. Combat strategies should involve executing assassinations from behind, using environmental hiding spots, and eliminating priority targets first. Against enemies in groups, rush assassination should be used to chain multiple kills. The best mid-game hunter build utilizes Achilles' bow, which deals 10,000 hunter damage and enhances headshots by 70%. The best armor choice is the Artemis set, increasing range damage by 60%. The best abilities include Ghost Arrows of Artemis, which ignores walls and shields, and Devastating Shot, which provides 350% hunter damage in a charged attack. Combat strategies should involve eliminating high-value targets first and maintaining distance. When enemies close in, switching to fire arrows and rolling away ensures survival. Late-game combat builds. At level 70, builds become fully optimized for maximum damage and survivability. The best warrior build revolves around using Minotaur's Labris, which provides base warrior damage of 15,000, or Polyphemus' Cyclops Bludgeon, which enhances overpower attack damage by 50%. The secondary weapon should be the Sword of Damocles, as it increases adrenaline gain on hit by 30% while boosting critical damage. The optimal armor set is the Athenian War Hero set, which grants 50% warrior damage, a 30% increase in adrenaline gain per hit, and a 25% boost to heavy attack damage. Engravings should focus on increasing warrior damage by 100%, adrenaline gain by 40%, fire damage by 50%, and overall damage on elite enemies by 20%. The best way to engage enemies using this build is to open with a Bull Rush, which staggers enemies and deals a base damage of 60,000. This should be followed up with a Flaming Heavy Attack that ignites enemies and deals burn damage over time, inflicting 8,000 DPS for 5 seconds. Overpower Attack should be reserved for full adrenaline, as it ensures a one-hit kill on enemies with 150,000 HP or less. If overwhelmed, activating Second Wind restores 50% HP instantly and has a cooldown of 15 seconds, making it invaluable for survivability. The best late-game assassin build maximizes one-hit kills and efficiency. The primary weapon should be the Dagger of Cronus, which increases assassin damage by 40% and critical hit chance by 25%. The secondary weapon should be the Blade of the Ephemeral, as it provides a 50% increase in backstab damage and 20% more adrenaline gain on assassination. The best armor for this build is the Pirate set, which grants a 100% boost in assassin damage and increases critical hit chance by 30%. The best abilities include Hero Strike, which scales with assassin damage and delivers 180,000 damage on a critical hit. Against mercenaries, stacking critical assassination ensures one-hit kills, increasing assassin damage by an additional 250% on critical hits. The best late-game hunter build utilizes Hades' Bow, which increases hunter damage by 50% while imbuing arrows with fire. The secondary weapon should be Artemis' Bow, which enhances headshot damage by 100% and increases predator shot damage by 40%. The ideal armor set is the Artemis set, which provides an 80% boost in hunter damage, a 50% increase in headshot damage, and 30% more adrenaline gain. The best abilities include Predator Shot, which deals 140,000 damage on a critical hit, and Devastating Shot, which delivers 250,000 damage with fully charged arrows. Mastering combat in Assassin's Creed Odyssey requires refining skills across early, mid, and late game stages. With optimized builds, players can dominate any battlefield, ensuring success in every encounter. For those looking to maximize efficiency, crafting an advanced build is crucial. The Ultimate Warrior build is designed for players who thrive in direct combat, dealing heavy damage while maintaining durability. The best weapon choice for this build is the Minotaur's Labris or Polyphemus' Cyclops Bludgeon, as both feature high warrior damage scaling. Engravings should focus on increasing warrior damage by at least 50%, adrenaline gain on hit, and fire damage. The Athenian War Hero set is an optimal armor choice, as it provides warrior damage bonuses and melee resistance. This build should prioritize abilities like Overpower Attacks, Flaming Attacks, and Second Wind to maintain a balance between offense and survivability. With the right setup, this build allows players to deal 100,000 plus damage with Overpower Attacks while ensuring steady healing and adrenaline regeneration. The Stealth Assassin build is for those who prefer eliminating enemies without being detected. The best weapon choice is the Dagger of Cronus or the Blade of the Ephemeral, both of which grant massive assassin damage multipliers. Armor should be focused on the Pirate set, which provides the highest assassin damage bonus available in the game. Engravings should increase critical damage when at full health, critical hit chance, and adrenaline gain on stealth kills. With an optimized build, assassinations can exceed 300,000 plus damage per strike, making it possible to eliminate even the toughest mercenaries in a single hit. Key abilities include Rush Assassination, Hero Strike, and Shadow of Nyx, allowing for chain eliminations and tactical repositioning. The Master Hunter build is designed for those who wish to dominate combat from a distance, taking down enemies before they even know they're being targeted. The ideal weapon for this build is the Hades bow or Artemis's bow, both of which feature insane hunter damage multipliers. Armor should include the Artemis set, which provides boosts to ranged attacks and critical hit damage. Engravings should focus on increasing headshot damage by at least 40%, enhancing predator shot damage, and adrenaline gain per ranged hit. Predator shot and devastating shot become devastating tools with this setup, easily reaching damage numbers above 200,000 per shot when hitting critical weak points. Ghost Arrows of Artemis is an essential skill, allowing players to penetrate walls and shields, ensuring no enemy is safe from lethal range attacks. By mastering these combat techniques, advanced builds, and strategic approaches, players will be well equipped to conquer ancient Greece. Combat in Assassin's Creed Odyssey is designed to be flexible, allowing for diverse playstyles and personalized approaches. Whether engaging in fierce battles, executing flawless assassinations, or reigning as a deadly hunter from afar, the game offers a deeply rewarding combat system. Experimenting with different weapons, abilities, and gear will ultimately lead to a refined playstyle that suits individual preferences. Those who invest time into honing their combat skills will find themselves not only surviving but thriving in the vast and dangerous world of Odyssey.